Reach for the speed, reach for the whistle, go where the rail may run. Reach for the words, reach for the story, follow the rainbow sun. To a shining time station, where dreams can come true, waiting there for you.
So today is May 9th, 2023. We just unloaded all of this. This is drum set courtesy of Butter 003. He was super kindful enough to lend this to us for a couple of days. We had to carry that all the way up to this ramp right up here. And oh, what's this? I think he's got an extra part from the drum set. So, but yeah, so Butters is currently up here with us. He's gonna fix up Bubba right here, get that little thing fixed up. It was a lot of work, huh? Getting all that stuff up here.
It was a lot. They used to have 8 movements, now they have 6. The torso turn was 2 movements, one to make it go this way, one to make it go that way. Okay. Now that they only have 6 movements and the cylinder's replaced, which is what Eric did, I assume. Yeah. They made it so that he only needs 1 movement to make it turn that way, and when that turns off, he goes back. But the signals for him turning this way are still programmed in. Currently, his torso, which is only meant to have inputs going this way, is having the inputs to make it go that way, but because it's facing this way, he's going the wrong way every single time.
Oh, I get it. Okay, so the torso's not wrong, it's the eyes going back and forth that are.
Technically, both are.
Both
the torso isn't reversed, it's just having the wrong inputs. It's having the inputs for the torso, but for the torso movement that no longer exists.
Okay, yeah, because I always like Bubba facing this way when he's done, instead of it rocking.
In 2004, he did that.
Yeah, he did that. He did that a lot.
2004 was when he had the most accurate movements in the 90s. That was when he was working perfectly.
Well, you know, in the 90s, I mean, in that 99 footage, he's sitting there straight, and he makes like a hard right.
That was the reason. The reason he was able to face forward back then is because he had the 2 movements. They just turned off, and he would just kind of drift to the center.
Oh, I thought maybe
all of them did that.
I thought maybe his box was tilted or something.
No.
And like, oh, okay.
Well, I mean, it's pretty much at the same angle.
See here. In order to get this, I have to push down to release it. Ooh. Okay, so I was given some interesting information about how the monorail was the way it was in the 60s and all the way up until the mid-80s. So here we go. Now.
Here.
Okay. There's not too many pictures that we have, and there's not too much video footage that we have, but in the 60s, the monorail, it always started and stopped inside the building. This is where you got on and off. This is why it's so wide, and that is so small. Now in the 60s, right here is where the train would leave. The tunnel, you're already inside the tunnel now. This roof was here in the 60s and 70s. It was here. It's only been repainted, but it was here then. So then now the train is going. You're inside the tunnel. John couldn't clarify whether or not the window was there in the 60s and 70s, but we know one thing, you're already inside the tunnel. And how do I know you're inside the tunnel? Because take a look at this. And you see how this is the way it is? This kind of material? Okay? This material is the same as what's outside of the tunnel. It was the same thing inside. Because, ask yourself this question. If they were going to knock out the tunnel to put the man and dog in here, why would they change this? Why would they? There's no reason to. So, this is the way it was. Now you're inside. And as you went inside the tunnel, you came out. Now, come over here with me. You see where the trains are coming out of the tunnel?
Mm-hmm.
Now, this was obviously added on when we got the trains in the mid-80s. But when it was the Red Raider couldn't fit through that hole. There's no way it could. It's too big a train. So what they did was, that was wide open. Just like that is wide open, so was that. This was added on. When you were on the Red Raider from 1965 through 1985, you came right through the tunnel, you were already on the ride. This was a fence here. You couldn't get on this way. You're already on the ride. You're going. And it went twice inside the building, and then it came back, and you got off, and you went back down the ramp. We did not have these steps. We got these steps in 2010, I believe. Around 2009, 2010, we got these stairs.
Recent.
Yeah, because I remember the only way you could get up and down out of here was the ramp, and I remember that for years. So, when 1985 comes along, they decide to keep the monorail, they get rid of the Red Raider, they keep the Frontier Express, which are the new trains, known as Chuffy Chug. No, I did not make that up. We have paperwork that says Chuffy Chug on it. We have the paperwork. Dan and I have that. I know we do. We have it somewhere.
So we introduced Thomas before Thomas was even a thing here in America.
Everybody calls it. Everybody started calling it Thomas in 2012, 2013 when I started working here. And I always said, like, even Wayne mentioned, you know, it's a good thing that the kids call it that because it has them relate to it. But I always say it looks nothing like Thomas. They say it because it's a blue train with a face on it.
Yeah.
That's why. It's the only reason why. And it looks nothing like the character.
Cinders and ashes.
Look at Thomas and look at this back to back. Yes, it's identical, but it's not the same.
For one, I don't see a number 1 paint on the side.
No, it's not. It's not. I mean, if we, you know, like someone joked like maybe we should paint all these different colors and they all be calling them the different names like Percy and Francis and all those characters. But so when the train was redone in 1985, the tunnel was still here. It was still here. No man and dog yet. 1985-86. Monorail gets extended outside, it goes inside. But now we have entrance and exit. They left the exit the same. That has never changed. My guess is, I think, because it's now the mid-80s, this is only a guess, the tunnel went all the way around. Look, you can see where the tunnel was. Look, see how the tunnel goes up into the ceiling? Now go all the way around. See what I'm talking about? You can see where it was. See? So what they did was, I think, in the mid-80s, they decided we can't have people getting on the train going through the tunnel. Because here's why. The Red Raider had an operator driving the monorail. Okay? So you had someone in the car with the people who could keep an eye on them while you're in the tunnel. On this train, no ride operator can be in the train with them while it's going. So the operator can't see. So therefore, you can't have people in the tunnel going there without seeing them. You can't do that. You're not allowed to. God forbid if someone hops out of the train while it's moving in the tunnel, the operator can't see that, big trouble.
Yeah.
Can't have it.
No way.
The only reason I think they got away with it, other than the fact it was the 60s and 70s, you know, you can get away with a lot of stuff back then, but also the fact that because they had an operator driving the car or operating the train, you could at least check and see who was on the ride. Okay? So now, we can't have them going through the tunnel. This is the mid-80s. So they gotta have an on and off station. Now, because of the trains that we have here, it's not like the Red Raider, where you have, you know, one long train with a bunch of people on it. Now you got multiple trains, which means you can get more people on the car at a time instead of all at once. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now, this has to be the exit. That can't be the entrance because they can't go in the tunnel. So this has to be the entrance. So now we got to build a waiting line. And here's what's interesting. Remember how the waiting line used to be here? It looked like this. That's why this fence is here, because this was part of the waiting line to get on the train. You could see where the poles were that held up the fence. Look, you can see it right here. That's where it was. Because because some of these poles, it was made of wood, had a metal pole going down that kept it in place. You can see a couple of them actually. So here's where you would get on. You would look, one right here. See, right here. See this pole right here? This thing? This little pole? Here's one of them right here. So this was the entrance. I'll never forget this. This was the entrance right here. Walk in right here. Look, here's another one right here. See it? There's another one. You're still walking. Here's another one right there. And here's another one right here. And here's where you would turn. This train was not here. It was on the track.
When was that train added there?
That was, I think, in the late 2000s they had that, and I'll explain that in a minute. Look, here's another one. This is the second line of the fence. Here we go. Here's the second one. Here's another one. Here's another one. And now we're still waiting here. You've seen those 90s videos where everybody's waiting here, waiting to get on the train, they're looking over.
Yeah.
Because the cat and mouse mini scooters were right here underneath, and you had the rocks blocking this. So you couldn't put your hands over and none of that stuff. You were just waiting for the train. Now, we're still going. Look, right here, right here. Keep walking. And you can still see it. Now, you're still walking. You get up to right about here, and now you're on the train. Now the train leaves. That is how it was done from 1985 till 1992. Now comes 1992. So, Roy buys the man and dog. We get them. Where are we going to put him? I'm convinced that because Al Belmont had a train going around them when he had them, Roy probably thought, in my opinion, let's put them with the monorail, because they were near a train. So what they did was, they cut the tunnel out, a section of the tunnel out, because you didn't need the tunnel, people aren't going in there anyway, so you don't need it. So they cut half the tunnel out for what they could do, and this is where we got the man and dog installed. Because look, they left some of the tunnel alone. Because if you look at the Red Raider car, and you look at the size of that tunnel, it's a perfect fit. Perfect fit. They cut it, and they left it alone. But we still need the train to come in and out, and we don't want anyone looking in that tunnel, because we can't have anybody going back there. So what they did was, they added that on. That wall there. Mm-hmm. And they cut a hole big enough so where the trains could come out. So that's what they did. Then, 2008 comes along. We had 6 sets of trains. 5 sets are on the track. One of them isn't. One of them is over there, and the other one in that set is sitting right
outside on the maintenance shop.
Outside, right underneath Canyon Falls, where the bumper boats used to be. Now, I think the reason why they took that set off, my opinion, is because, I don't know if they rewired the track, but you've done the ride before, Alex.
Yeah.
You know the ride. If you added another set on this track, that'd be a little tough, right? Like,
yeah.
It's a good thing they took it off. Good thing they did. But they're using it as a display, and that's been sitting there since, I think, 2008, 2009, I want to say, I think.
Yeah.
2008 man and dog train isn't there, but in 2011 it is.
Okay. Yeah, so that's when it was there. So they took that off. But I'm glad they took it off because I want to put LED spokes on that train. I don't know if we can put them on the trains here, but I want to bring that back that we used to have, and I want to put it on the one on display. I really want to do that. And yeah, so anyway, that's the only reason why this, like, people, because some people wonder, because people run into this fence all the time and they're so confused. Mm-hmm. Because for years, this is supposed to be the man and dog station, but it was to lead you to the monorail train. Because once you came up the ramp, remember, no steps. When you came up the ramp and you're standing here, you're already in line. There's nowhere else to go. You can't go anywhere else. This is the line. This is it. So once you got in there, that was it. And then when the man and dog came in, they sectioned that off, so now you can come over here if you wanted to see the show.
I think every single time I've been here, since I've been here,
Exactly. Yeah, people get confused because they always thought, because they're not sure where to go. But that's why this is still here. This has been here for decades, this thing. But that's why that was here. And here, you can see this. We used to have a little emergency thing here. I forget what that was. And also the Frontier, all aboard the Frontier Express, plywood guy that Wayne made. Come over here. That guy used to sit right over here for years. And these are the holes that held him up. That's where he sat, right there for years. But then once Wayne built this guy, there was no need for that anymore. And he took it and put it in his shop. And one day I noticed it was in his shop, and I said, let's get that back up. So we decided to put it over there. In fact, that's covering an air conditioning that we used to have an air conditioner right outside. Well, you can see here. Come on, right here.
Yeah.
Here, I'll take the camera. Here, you can see right here. See that? See that hole? We had an air conditioner in here. And then we took the air conditioning out, and it was just a hole. And I thought, if we're going to use this guy, let's put him over here. We can block the hole, and that way we can have that, and that way it would work. But then nobody gets to see this side, you know, which is the side that we saw for years. But it's still there. We didn't touch it. So one of the maintenance guys that worked here for years told me that back in the 90s, the air compressor for the Man and Dog used to be in the tunnel. It was in the tunnel. It had to be in the tunnel because now we keep the air compressor underneath the stairs.
Yeah.
There were no stairs there prior to 2010, so where was the air compressor all that time? It was up here. Where exactly? I don't know. He just told me that it used to be inside the tunnel, and that makes sense. So, and these used to have flowers in them, these flower pots here. They used to have flowers in them back in the day. And the old machine that used to run this, it used to stand up here. And I was one of the lucky ones that got to use the old console that controlled the thing. They took that out a couple of years ago, but that used to run the ride for years. And also, here's something else.
Zone 1, Zone 2.
Sign, when it used to say, when it was 2 tickets, and I got footage of that, you can see it in the footage, it's there. Here's where it was. You can see the imprint where it was left. Oh, maybe you can't. I painted over it. Oh, wait, no, you still can. Look, right here. Here's the top where the sign was. Here's the bottom where the sign was. The sign was right here. And this used to be the phone.
Yeah.
There was a telephone hooked up here. So we used to have a phone here, and this is the jack, the landline phone. It's still here. I'm glad it's still here. It's part of history. Yeah, this is new. This exit sign, we put that in. We had to put that in because of the stairs.
Fire code.
Fire codes. Yeah. The cactus has been on. They've been on there for decades. That was there in '99. I mean, my dad caught that in the video in 1999. So that was there. But look, you can see this is where the old fence was. The wooden fence. You can see it's still here. All the holes. They're all still here from when you got on this ride. Now, why they yanked it out, I have no idea. My only guess is they wanted to have more space to store stuff up here in the wintertime.
Probably.
Yeah, because we had that, it was like that for like 20 years, and they changed it. And I wish we could bring that back. I miss that. I miss that old fence. Because, like, you've seen how busy this ride gets sometimes.
Especially on New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve, 4th of July, throughout summertime. I mean, it goes all the way down. And it gets kind of crazy because you got people standing here waiting and everything. Like, I miss the old days. When you were over here, you were in line. You know, you didn't park your cart right here, your stroller here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody parks their stroller over here now. But yeah, that's original. And this used to open, by the way. This thing. I remember one time in the '90s, somebody got stuck on the monorail and they had to open this up. Now they had to close it because, well, they don't have. I hooked this chain up. I put this up. You didn't have that. But in the old days, this used to open up because if they ever needed to work on the monorail or get someone off, if the train went by, they needed to get somebody off. Now they screwed this in to keep it shut, but on the other side of here, you'll see the lock. You see it?
Yep, I see it.
There's 2 locks, one on the top, one on the bottom.
Yeah, I see
And
it.
there's door hinges on that side. Right there in the corner. There's 3 hinges. See that? On your side. Where the plan is. You see them?
Yeah, I see it now.
Yeah. So this was a gate. This would open up. It would open up this way. But they sealed that off and they put this piece of wood on and screwed it in there. I would love to open that back up, but up there where the straw used to sit.
Yep.
They were there in the '60s too. They're in the picture. They were there in the '60s. These little things up here. The Frontier Express sign obviously wasn't, but these 2 are up there, and so is this. This has all been here since 1965. It has not moved. It's only been painted. It has never moved at all. This platform is still exactly as it was.
It holds up pretty well.
It's the same thing.
We switched, so did we, to Northland.
The leading brand of cranberry cocktail is just 27% juice. But Northland Cranberry Juice blends are 100% juice, naturally sweetened with apple and grape juice. Northland, always 100% juice.
Hi, Uncle Bill.
Listen, I've got a surprise for you two.
Chocolate cake? With marshmallows?
Nope, this surprise is about my nose. Starting tomorrow, I'm gonna get myself a nose ring.
Oops. I'll get a brawny paper towel.
Oh, don't waste brawny. Bounty'll do.
What kind of a mess do you use brawny for?
This kind.
Brawny paper towels. 10 more feet per roll than Bounty. Holds up to 19 pounds per sheet. And holds sloppy messes better than Bounty can.
So that's a brawny kind of mess.
Got a brawny mess? Get a brawny paper towel.
It defines terror in 2 notes. It exposes fear like no other creature on Earth.
You have no idea what could have caused this.
I don't know what could have done that.
It's back.
I think we may have another shark problem.
Roy Scheider, Jaws 2. Available on video, and now for the first time on DVD. This $100 million box office hit features heart-pounding bonus material, including never-before-seen footage, exclusive interviews with the cast and crew, and deleted scenes from the film. Jaws 2, surfacing soon. Get it before you go back into the water.
Job's a joke, you broke, your love life's the away. It's like you're always stuck in second gear, when it hasn't been your day, your week, your month, or even your year. But I'll be there for you when the rain starts to fall. I'll be there for you like I've been there before. I'll be there for you 'cause you're there for me too. You're still in bed at 10 and work again at 8. You burned your breakfast so far, things are going great. Your mother warned you there'd be days like these, but she didn't tell you when the world was brought you down to your knees. That I'll be there for you when the rain starts to fall. I'll be there for you like I've been there before. I'll be there for you 'cause you're there for me too. No one could ever know me, no one could ever see me. Seems you're the only one who knows what it's like to be me. Someone to face the day with, make it through all the rest with. Someone I'll always laugh with, even at my worst, my best with you. Yeah.
surfing boots and ruined your black tie affair. The last one to know, the last one to show, I was the last one you thought you'd see there. And I saw the surprise and the fear in his eyes when I took his glass of champagne. And I toasted you and said, honey, we may be through, but you'll never hear me complain. 'Cause I got friends in low places where the whiskey drowns and the beer chases my blues away. And I'll be okay. I'm not big on social graces. Think I'll slip on down to the oasis. So I've got friends in low places. Well, I guess I was wrong. I just don't belong. But then I've been there before. Everything's alright. I'll just say goodnight and I'll show myself to the door. Hey, I didn't mean to cause a big scene. Just give me an hour and then well, I'll be as high as that ivory tower that you're living on. 'Cause I got friends in low places where the whiskey drowns and the beer chases my blues away. And I'll be okay. Yeah, I'm not big on social graces. Think I'll slip on down